Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table. And you know whenever you see something on television, like on a cartoon or something, that pays homage to Indiana Jones? I'm not saying that this game pays homage to Indiana Jones in the slightest, but I think it's just hilarious that they don't want to license John Williams' score from the movie, so instead of da-da-da-da, they'll be like, da, 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 da. Somebody's swinging across a chasm with a whip or whatever. Indiana Jones, let's be fair, owes a lot itself to King Solomon's Mines and other old serials from the 1930s. So, you know, the good artists steal, right? Great artists steal, good artists borrow. Reverse that entirely. This is a game called The Lost Ruins of Arnak, as you can see, and it was a CGE game. It's one of the games on their slate for this year, and unfortunately, one of the ways that companies promote their games is, you know, they go to these conventions and they have their game slate and they set up their big booths, and you can go there if you're part of the convention and you can check it out. You can play the game. They'll have people on hand to teach you the game live in person. They couldn't really do that this year because people would surely die. So what they did instead is, you know, that usually they spend a boatload of money on these conferences, because just setting up the booth alone is, I think, tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how big your booth is. It's crazy. So with money to burn, what they decided to do, CGE instead, is team up with two other publishers and do a virtual conference that they called Castle Tricon. And so you went into a virtual world that simulated the conference and you could go and play. I'll talk more about Castle Tricon in the Under Falling Skies video. But for now, I'll say briefly that, you know, it's new, right? This is a new thing. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried it before, and good on them for trying something a bit more ambitious than I think what Origins did, which is just sort of a glorified clickable website, which wasn't all that great. But the trouble is, I mean, the tech is still bleeding edge, and although they had Under Falling Skies and Arnak available for demoing, due to technical issues, I wasn't actually able to see anything about Arnak. So while I know a little bit more about another of the games on their slate, Under Falling Skies, I know not nothing, entirely nothing about the Lost Ruins of Arnak. So why don't you discover it with me? And we're going to open it up using El Nifo, which is not actually Spanish. And in case you were fooled, in case you realize, is that Spanish? El Nifo. I'm going to take that to class and see if I can get score high on my Spanish test. Don't do that. In fact, don't use this channel for any educational advice. If you were in pre-med, don't take anything I say as pre-med gospel. Please don't don't take my words of nonsense into the operating theater with you. Yeah, so obviously there's a big sort of jungly adventure exploring Indiana Jonesy theme going on here. Oh, I was going to wear my safari hat. That looks pretty close to this. Maybe I'll do that if I end up doing a review or Find the Fun. Find the Fun is a review or a how to play is what I'm trying to say. My word, really nice artwork though. Look at that tortoise. I'll show, hopefully if we find that in the deck of cards, I'll put that on the close-up cam and you can see the beautiful detail on that. So what does the back of the box tell us all about it? On an uninhabited island in uncharted seas, explorers have found traces of a great civilization and a big list of components, the whole manifest on down the side. They say it's 30 minutes. They say it's 1 to 4 players. 1 to 4. There's another thing about board games in the time of COVID. Basically, if you're putting out a board game now and it doesn't have a solo mode, you're pretty much dead in the water. It's got to. When you see me talking about Under Falling Skies, that entire game is just a solo game. So I don't know if they anticipated, you know, I don't know where on their schedule these games are. Well, let's say box fartometer said 1 on that one. It went nothing, but it was pretty small. So I don't know if the virus hit and then they planned these games, or they had them planned and they made changes because of the virus. But the deal is, Under Falling Skies is a single-player game. They have a single-player mode for this one. Smart, smart, smart. Oh, look at that. Right off the back of the deck of cards is that sea turtle I was telling you about. So we'll see a nice little close-up on that. That beautiful, really nice piece of art. Looks gorgeous. Okay, and this deck, I would say, is about, if I were to estimate, probably, I don't know, in COVID times, it's probably about 50,000 cards. There's a glitch in the Matrix. Max Headroom guest starring on my unboxing video. Yeah, in the time of COVID, if you don't have a deck that's 50,000 cards, you are dead in the water. So gorgeous looking artwork. I'll throw a few more up here on the close-up cam. There we go. There's an ostrich. You've seen the sea turtle. There's a pack donkey and a horse. Excuse me. Let me just find him. Him or her. I'm not too sure. Where did the horse go? Oh my word. It's like a magical vanishing horse. Boots. I saw. What the heck is going on? That's really weird. I don't know if they advertised disappearing horse as one of the cards in the... Ah, here we go. I found the horse here. All right, there's the horse. I was going to say, I don't know if it's a boy horse or a girl horse, but just from that close-up, we're going to assume girl horse. And a bunch of other neat thematic goodies like a hot air balloon and an automobile, old school, like a Model T style or that era, and a steamboat evoking the African Queen. Great movie if you haven't seen it. And sturdy boots and gold pans. So, man, I'm a theme guy, and already the theme is oozing out of this game. Let me just check the backs of these cards and make sure, oh, they're all in the same deck. So that's a huge deck of cards. Let's see what's on the bottom. I wonder too if, you know, when they put the game together, they're like, oh, make sure the animals are stacked on top, because that's delightful. Or if it just happened that the delightful animals were stacked on top. Oh, here's some not so good cards. So this one is a fear. There's a whole pile of fear cards. That probably, I'm guessing, will come into play in the solo mode, because, you know, solo games and co-op games are all about turning over the big deck of terrible things. And like every round, it's like, what awful nonsense is going to befall us? There's a ceremonial rattle, a sacred drum, some trader's coins, a stone key. Really nice stuff. Obsidian earring, gorgeous cards. I've been paying attention to what they've said. Draw up to 2 cards from the bottom of your deck, keep one and toss the other. I don't know what that icon means. I'm assuming it means toss or bury or discard. Who knows? What else do we have? A bunch of plastic bags, so they've thought about how these components get put away. A bunch of these cool little... Now, because the close-up cam is set to blue, the blue thing I'm about to put on here will not register properly, but I've got this little reddish crystally thing and an arrowhead which completely disappears. I wonder if we put that behind a card, if that'll show up. That's a smart idea. No, it burned a hole straight through the card. Oh my word. Okay. Well, anyway, you get the idea. You can see it here. We'll see it here. Little arrowhead. Looks cool. And these are really neat. I've never seen anything like this in any other game. These are little broken tablets. They look like little stone. Let's put them in the close-up cam. They look like little stone broken runey hieroglyphy kind of. Those are pretty cool. That's a really neat component. Neato. More bags and player pieces, I'm assuming, in unique wood shapes that I've never seen. Now, these are reminiscent of the little cowboy shapes that you get in Great Western Trail, except they're much bigger than the ones in Great Western Trail. Put one of those over there. And there's some sort of egg-shapey kind of thing, and some kind of square-shapey kind of thing. That's really not that interesting, but those are the player pieces I can find so far. And there's some sort of, I'm assuming, score sheet. Get out of there. Score sheet, different things that get you points. A catalog for a bunch of great CGE games. I really like CGE. I'm not going to lie. They sent this to me for free, which, I mean, doesn't hurt for helping me like them. But even before that, I was buying CGE games, and I've covered a bunch of them. I've done how to plays for them because I really like the stuff they produce. High quality stuff and great games, really complicated games. If you don't mind mid to heavyweight games, you're fine. But if you like things a little bit simpler, generally they offer moderate to heavier fare. These are some, you know, player effect cards and the rule book. This is probably the first game that I've unboxed in a really long time that didn't put the rule book like right up front and center, like rules, read them. So that's kind of interesting. It's big, it's beautiful, it's got lovely pictures and big text, and it's well laid out. And My pal Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules probably had something to do with it, because I know he works with them to write the and some credits. Anyway, it's a 24-page rule book, and that's all I can determine from that. It's not just a wall of text, which is good. Oh, look, here are the credits. I don't see Paul's name there. But he might be in there. You read that for yourself if you pick up the game. Stickers. Stickers are kind of a polarizing thing. You know, not everybody likes stickers. I've heard complaints about stickers. You can get games that have stickers or that sort of screen stickers onto pieces so they're stuck there forever. I get really paranoid with stickers, and I have to get tweezers and apply them all sweatily and nervously. I don't know if you're the same as me with that. And then sometimes, you know, they don't fit and they overlap and you got that little fringe. I don't know. They're not great. I can understand why, but I don't understand the vitriolic hate for them. I'd prefer them to be screened so I don't have to do that work. But if there's stickers, I'm not going to throw the game out the window or anything. And a big, beautiful board. Let's get the box out of the way. Big, beautiful board, double-sided. Wowee. It's got that new board going to the hospital in 15 years smell. Here we go. I'm not implying there's anything wrong with the board, but you know, manufacturing. Here, wow, it's so big we can't even fit it in the shot. No, mama. Obviously, places where cards go. Thematically, it's very the same as Lost Cities, but I don't know if it has anything to do with Lost Cities or it feels that way at all. Lost Cities I found was a little bit too mathy. I don't like a lot of numbers in my games because I'm a dumb guy. This maybe is a bit more symbolsy and cardsy. It's already giving me sort of an Everdell vibe. And you may know from watching this channel that I adore Everdell, but hate the publisher. I can't reach my box anymore. Sorry if my mic just went nutso. The last few things in the box are big, huge pieces of card to punch out. And I won't punch out all of them, but I'll show you what's on them. Again, really, well, maybe I will accidentally punch out a few of them. These tiles are really nice, thick cardboard. It's got a play button on it. That kind of suggests to me, is there like a programmatic element to this game? I don't know. You might, because you know way more about it than I do. These beautiful little green tokens that are compass shaped. Again, close-up camera. Fagoosh. I thought I had autofocus on. That's not really focusy, is it? These sort of goldy pieces. These guys. Yeah, it looks nice. Really nice components. There's the burn a hole in the card arrowhead. And on the next board, they really want to punch themselves out. This is a pretty fresh die. Woo. Nice. A couple of explorer tiles. These look like player boards depicting your encampment. And more characters. A bunch of archetypes. Racially diverse characters and sexually diverse characters. And yeah, really gorgeous. These, I wonder, this is an interesting cut on this little divot. I wonder if these puzzle piece into anything. I haven't noticed anything that looks like it would fit that divot yet, but Daddy loves puzzle piecey things. More of these cards with the divots in them, more characters along the top, more of these sort of runey tablety looking things. Oh my, here's another board that I didn't expect. There's a lot going on here. This is going to take up a whole lot of table space. That board already was gigantic, and then this thing is huge. So this is meaty. There's stuff going on here. And a big, cool, probably first player scepter, I'm guessing, because it's the one unique piece that we've seen so far. And these really interesting sort of wavy looking surf pieces. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And scary danger pieces. Snaky, whoa, holy crap. I did not expect in a million years, well maybe I did, because Tomb Raider kind of brought dinosaurs into the mythos, didn't it? And I think things like John Carter of Mars and other stuff in the genre bring in scary, nasty animals. Nothing like our beloved disappearing horse. Look at the teeth on that sucker. Oh my gosh, the monkey's wearing a necklace. That's not your necklace, monkey. Put that down. Nobody said you could have that. And some kind of gigantic ant, a giant. Oh my gosh. And symbols here that kind of remind me of, don't those look like the symbols at the bottom of the cards on Clank, if you've played Clank? A little bit, eh? Wow. Cool, cool. Tons of stuff to punch out. Big meaty rulebook. This is not an insubstantial game. Like I say, CGE known for things like, you know, Dungeon Pets and Tzolk'in and Alchemists that are all mid to heavyweight games. I think the expansion to Alchemists is, by the rating on Board Game Geek, is the heaviest game in my entire collection, and that's by CGE. I hope to learn more about the game. I hope to convince my family to play it with me. That's the bottleneck really these days, is getting my family to play games with me, because I can't go out and play with friends because we'll all die. But convincing my family to play certain games is challenging. Hopefully this is thematic and interesting looking enough that I can get them to the table. And once I do, maybe how to play, maybe I find the fun. Anyway, have you played it? I know some of you have it on your collection. It's brand new. Hit me with a comment down below, and you can tell me all about it, whether you like it or you don't like it. If you'd like to tell me pseudo in person as we can get during COVID, there's the link at the bottom of the screen for the Discord server. And we've got a bunch of people in there who are just scheduling games with each other and playing. We also have a Secret Santa thing going on, which really dates this video, but if you want to jump in on that, please do. And thank you so much for watching this one, and we'll see you next time. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe, and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.